Hey, welcome back. Coach Ryland here. Today I want to talk to you guys about landings. Now, landings are super duper important because that's when you first hit the ground. That's your first connection with it. So you're going to want to learn how to disperse that impact and those forces throughout your body in a way that's not going to wear you out and cause you damage. So the main thing that we want to talk about with landings, and if you're new, you definitely want to start from, like a foot or two at the most as you work on these drops. But the important thing to think about is when you land, you want to land primarily on the balls of the feet first. So right now, if you're standing up, go ahead and do some calf raises. Now, when you get up on your calf raises, those are the balls of your feet. So when you come down in a landing, you're going to have your feet about hip width apart. You're going to land first on the balls of the feet, then the rest of the feet will touch, and as your feet touch, all the muscles in the legs are going to start to resist that gravity. They're going to start to absorb and land, taking your impact before you take it all to the ground. So move this back so you can see my feet. Okay, excellent. So what that looks like is the balls of the feet. You have your balls of your feet right on your knees, under your hips. Those will come down first. Then your heels will come down, and then you want to use the muscles in the legs and your glutes and keep your core tight and catch your balance before you go all the way down. So common mistakes that I see they have to do with the head. So sometimes when people land, they'll start to land right, but then right when they land, when the pressure or where the impact gets all the way up here, their head kind of has a little bit of whiplash. Now a similar thing to look out for is leaning all the way over. So you squat correctly in the legs, but then from here over, all that impact goes to the neck again and you get a little bit of whiplash. So those are quite common, and it's going to take you some time to get used to holding yourself erect and resisting gravity when you do a drop. So I'm going to show you a few drops from something about 1.5 feet high, and then I'll hop up here and show you something about 3 feet high. Now it is so crucial that if you are a little older or you have not been doing any jumping, any squatting, any plyometrics, respect the height. The higher you drop from, the more force, the more gravity, the more impact you're taking on your joints and your ligaments, okay? So this is not an overnight thing. You're gonna need to build up all these tissues over time. So be patient with yourself, and if it hurts a little bit today, you can ice after you work out and try it again in a few days, all right? All right, so here's what low drop's gonna look like. Notice the muscles of my legs catching my weight, going into a little bit of a squat form. That helps me. Sometimes I get a little off balance, so when my hands go in front, that's something that I do to help catch my weight. So here's what I want to say about drops. I'm going to show you a few from up here. All right, so like I said, unless you've already done a bunch and you're used to the height, then don't do these yet, but here's what it looks like. I want to show you as you build up strength, you'll be strong enough to absorb the impact from higher and higher. Now, eventually, you're not just going to land every single drop. Eventually, you're going to get to a height where even your great technique isn't going to prevent lots of damage, and so you're going to need to continue what you would do to absorb all the impact and damage of a landing. Getting ahead of myself. So as you land, if the impact is so great that it makes you come down to more than 90-ish, well then from there you're going to continue that momentum forward into a parkour roll. Now what we do is a back of the shoulder, diagonal, come out on the opposite hip, thigh, and butt, and that is what is coming up next is the parkour roll. You will want a carpet or a mat or some grass or somewhere that you're comfortable doing some experimentation. Parkour is a lot about trial and error, making your body tougher over time, getting to know yourself, and working on your fears and your limits over time. It really is self-mastery over time. So with the drops, landings, I want you to practice landings for at least 5 minutes every day. Every single person's going to have different training program. We'll put it together based on your fitness level and your time and what else you're doing. But definitely these fundamentals must be practiced every day. That's it for now, and I'll show you the roll coming up next. Thanks, guys.